Steak.
Hi.
Deeboi. There. Hello there, friends, and welcome to another episode of Football Manager Therapy. I'm your host, Jebbaroo, and joining me this week, I've got the Steak Bake and Deeboi Plays. I'm going to not do the joke where I don't remember who they are. So, Steaky, how are you this week?
I'm very good, thank you, buddy. Yeah, it's been a decent week. Not really done too much. I've been travelling around this weekend, but most of the week it's been okay. Yeah, not too bad. What about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I went to Rotherham yesterday. That was really, really, as you'd expect Rotherham to be. Anyway, returning to us, he's a year older this time. D-Boy, how are we?
Hello. Yes, I had a birthday, which was nice, and then I was ill for a week, which was not as nice.
Yeah.
Best gift ever. A week off work because I couldn't talk. It was awesome, but I'm just about back now, vocally and whatnot. We had a lovely time though. Saturday night I did like a little birthday draft. You chaps were involved. A few other people from the FMT, and it was great. I had loads of fun. It was wonderful spending the evening with all of you, and yeah. Best birthday I could have had, I think.
Love it.
Ooh.
Love it.
Showing off. Right. Also, we have got Rich and Callum with us this week. They're just being a bit quiet. I'm not sure why. Both got really smug looks on the face, though. I don't know what they're so happy about. I guess that's just the way it is. Anyway, we're not going off topic straight away. This is good. We're getting straight into the topic straight away. We're not getting distracted. We're not going on any other tangents. We're not going to do it. This week, we're going to talk about Martin McCutcheon. No, wait. No. So, our perfect moments in Football Manager. Maybe in Football Manager 24. I can't remember what we discussed, but we will go over it anyway. This came up because I heard Martin McCutcheon sing Perfect Moment. I don't know why. I don't know why it came to relevance 20 years later, but this was my moment. This was my perfect moment with you. Steaky, tell us about your perfect moments in FM.
Yeah, so it was quite a broad topic. We've each kind of thought about it in different ways, but the way I kind of thought about it is what has been my kind of perfect story arc in this FM so far, or in any FM really. I think the network save that I've had offline with my mod Spoos has been a lot of my life of FM 24. And the kind of story of the save so far, let me just get it up on the side so that I can talk through it without too much stumbling over my own words like I just did. So basically, myself and Spoos both started in League One at the team we support. So he started at Burton Albion, and I started at Portsmouth, and the journey separated fairly quickly. I jetted up the league because Pompey have a little bit more money than Burton Albion, and we were able to pull some decent players in pretty fast. And he kind of followed me up into the Championship the following season, and then by the time he was pushing for promotion, I had gone into the Premier League. And so Spoos was like, right, okay, I think I'm going to go about this save in a different way. And he decided to turn it into a journeyman where he tried to win leagues around Europe. And it came about because Bayer Leverkusen offered him the job from Burton Albion in the Championship. Obviously, natural progression to go there. Makes perfect sense. I'm sure Bayer Leverkusen are watching the Burton Albion manager right now. I mean, they don't have one, but swings and roundabouts. Yeah, it was a strange one, but it meant that Spoos could kind of go for the titles a bit quicker. And there was this arc where I was doing okay in the Premier League. He was doing well in the Bundesliga. He started to win the Bundesliga. I came 9th in first season, then 3rd in the second, and hit Champions League. He then decided to leave Bayer Leverkusen after winning the league, and he went to AC Milan, who was the champions of Italy, I think, at the time, or they'd just done it the season before. and he decided he wanted to win Italy next. And I was in my first season of the Champions League, and it was like, okay, we're both in the Champions League. I'm sure I'll get knocked out pretty quickly, and you'll go on and do pretty well. But as it turned out, I had a really, really good season in Europe. And it turned out that with this weird kind of double jointed journey, we both perfectly met in the Champions League final of this season. And I thought it was just a really nice way of summing up both types of save, like the journeyman save got to the Champions League that way, and the one club save both met at the same time. And I thought that was a really nice way of ending it. We won't talk about what the actual score was because that was less perfect. He beat me 3-1. But then across the save, we've kind of bounced to meet each other in Champions League finals. And I've beaten him a couple of times and he's beaten me a couple of times. So yeah, there's kind of like a perfect arc to the save that we've been going so far. And I think that was just a nice way that it kind of pulled it all together. And that was my perfect FM moment this year, meeting my friend in the Champions League final and having a kind of weird battle that way.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. I like that. I like the fact that, like you say, you both gone in very different angles and then met each other. I think that's one of the fun things with the network save, especially if you, like the last couple of years, I've done one with David Nyholm and et al., that kind of crew of people. And we tend to load like a continent as opposed to just like, like one or two leagues in the same country. We'll go, yeah, we're going to just have Asia. We can go and play in Asia anywhere we want. We'll all start in the same place, but then we all disperse around and exactly the same things happen. We had it in South America earlier this year where a couple of lads end up meeting each other in the, I think it was the Sudamericana, which is like the Europa League, I think. A couple of lads met in there and it's like, oh, fun. Like you're managing in two different nations, but you're now hanging out in there. It's nice. Yeah, it's fun when those little, little alternate timelines start happening and then they all merge. I like that.
Yeah, because it's been kind of weird that we're in this network save, but never really we're never really after the same players at that point because he was a much more higher reputation team and we were never really competing for the same games or anything like that or meeting the same opponents very often. So then to just kind of hit each other in the Champions League final perfectly first time. It was just nice. And like I say, it's happened a couple of times since. And now we're competing on a very similar level. Well, actually, he's decided that he's too good for journeyman and he's won everything now. And he's decided to build up a team from the bottom. So he's taken over Fortuna Sittard now in the Dutch league, although he is doing very well. So I'm sure he was kind of reversed it round. When we come back to this point, probably next time in 6 months or so or whatever, it'll probably be the story of him deciding to build the club up and meeting mighty Portsmouth in the Champions League final at some point. I'm sure that will happen as well. But yeah, no, it's just really nice the way the kind of saves arced over, and that's why it's perfect in my opinion.
Yeah, I can understand that. Now, I think you kind of inspired me because, like I said, I came up with a great title, but then forgot about thinking about stories. But there's one perfect moment that's happened in a network save this year, and I think you two were involved with it as well.
Very possibly.
Yeah, Victor Ocean Man. Ever since was it FM22 where we did Broken Chelsea? We did Broken Chelsea, didn't we, at the start? FM24. That doesn't seem like a year ago. Anyway, Lukaku versus Osimhen. I was on Team Lukaku with Kev, Rich, and Callum both. Ocean Man. Somebody wrote songs and did various things for Rich in the background, and all that happened. And anyway, Rich kept on trying to sign Osimhen for Man United. It never happened. I even put a bid in of 300 million and had it accepted while I was at Wool. No, I didn't have it accepted. I got told by the board, no, you can't bid that. Please bid about 260 million. I was like, oh, okay. So I did that. He wasn't interested in coming to Wolves, surprisingly, but that's how it happened. Sure. Anyway, I ended up at Liverpool. I needed a striker. He was available. Picked him up for about 85 million. Then he played in his first game. Let's not go into the details of who we played in the first competitive game with him, but he scored 7 goals in his first game for a player that I've not really wanted or needed, but I literally bought him out of spite. That's pretty much how it was. Spite players. I can almost hear Rich in the background going, good. I can hear that good. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a bit of a perfect moment in the network save, signing Victor Osimhen.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Well, I was thinking about it in a multitude of ways, because obviously there's fun things that can just happen in your saves, but it depends on the type of save you do as well, right? If you're doing like a one club save, I'll start with this one. Like if you're doing a one club save, a perfect moment for me is when you as a manager finally break into the legends category on the club info. Like I think
Whoa. Can
I didn't
I stop you there?
go on.
Me, Rich, Kevin, Callum have got an entire episode where we said none of us have made it into the club legends. The entire episode, go back in the back catalogue. It's called Favoured Personnel Forever. That's what we were.
Fair.
Granted, I know Callum has broke into the legend section because he was at Slough and got relegated. Spoilers, sorry. But yes.
Yeah, you had to bring it up. But yeah, like I think this is what I got last year, because this year I was doing the big journeyman. It didn't happen. I think the best I got was favoured. I think I maybe snuck into icon in a couple of them, but never, because I wasn't at a club long enough. It didn't happen. But last year with Rochdale, I did 19 years there, and I think it was season 16, maybe 17. We'd been hovering around icon because we'd achieved obviously a fair bit, but then when we won like Champions League, it was like that. Then, bonk, you've gone straight into Legend, and it was like, oh, this is like it felt like the most deserved like promotion into that, in that we'd managed to, over, at that point, like I say, I think it was 16 or maybe 17 years, we'd won so many titles and trophies and whatnot for them. And then all of a sudden you're now a legend at that club, and it felt like the save was justified. And it was around then that I was like, cool, well, there's not much more left to do in this save now, other than try and just win another UCL, and then we can call it. So that's high up for me in terms of perfect. And it's perfect, I guess, because like you say, it doesn't happen that often, right? You could be at a club for 10, you could be at a club for 10, 20 years, and you just don't get put into that legends thing because, I don't know, you've not won as many things, or or just not won the right things. You've got to win certain trophies and whatnot. But yeah, becoming a legend at a club, that was pretty perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I think I did it for the first time this year in the network save with Spoos. But it took me 5 Premier League wins in a row to get in there. So it's quite a difficult thing to do. Yeah. And that's at Portsmouth. And there's not loads of mega legends that go through the ranks at Portsmouth. In fact, one of our legends only played for us for 1 season, and Robert Prozinecki. So how he's a legend, I don't know. He's greatly respected in the club, and don't deny I'm still below him. So fair enough. But yeah, it was nice to get into that at some point, and I completely agree with you. It's very satisfying that as soon as you see yourself in favoured personnel, you're like, I'm having a bit of success here, and then you might get into icon if you win a couple of trophies. But yeah, getting into that legend status is, and like you said, Jeb, it's really difficult. I imagine if you're doing it at like a Liverpool or something like that, it takes decades to do it at a big team. But yeah, at a small team like Pompey, to be in there was quite good. And as I say, it took me a long time.
Or be Divock Origi. I think that's about the only exception. Just be Divock Origi.
Fair.
Score a couple of last-minute winners here and then, like you will be a hero forever. Or score 2 against Barcelona. To be fair, he did do that as well. Steaky, you got another one for us?
Yeah, so we did the kind of perfect season sort of thing, or perfect save kind of thing. How about the perfect game? Perfect individual match? And it's not necessarily perfect if you're a defender. I will put that out there. But I'm gonna put forward a Champions League semi-final second leg game between Portsmouth and Barcelona. I lost the first leg 2-1. So I was like, you know what? We need to go for this a bit. And we hadn't won a Champions League at this point. I think it was the season after I'd lost it to Spoos. After 1 minute, we equalised, which was good, great, fantastic. Then we went a goal up 3 minutes in. Then 7 minutes in, we gave away a penalty to Victor Gyökeres. And then the game went mental. And despite the fact that I have an XG of 2.6 and Barcelona have an XG of 2.81, I won the game 11-3. Sure. 12-5 on aggregate. 12-5 on aggregate. And it was just one of those games where FM just went, everything that could possibly happen is going to happen. So there were screamers from 35 yards. There was a like acrobatic volley from the edge of the box. There was fullbacks going on mazy runs and then sliding under the goalkeeper. There was goalkeepers parrying it into their own net. There was a penalty on both teams, I think. No, just the one penalty. It was just absolutely mental. And it wasn't like, so when Portsmouth and Reading played in the Premier League back in, I think it was 2008 or 2007. It was 7-4, and that game was mental, but every single goal was deflected. It was an own goal. It was a penalty. The goalie parried it in his own net. It was awful. It was one of the worst games of football ever. The scoreline just made it look incredible. But this game was just quality. Like every single shot was like a low XG chance. And it was just the most ridiculous game I've ever been a part of. And I think that's where I've stepped back after the game and thought, that was a lot of fun. That was one of the best moments I've ever had on Football Manager, watching that game. And I was just there laughing. Like, it was just hilarious that I'd managed to win this game 11-3. But yeah, I think a perfect game there of just mentalness. And sometimes FM throws up that craziness, doesn't it? And I love that. I love it.
Mm.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay. Mine's a little bit of a different perfect moment, and this is going early on into my going home-ish save. Salford, Stockport, Doncaster, Walsall, MK Dons, Bradford City, Notts County, Harrogate, Man United, Mansfield, MK Dons, Colchester, Crawley, Sutton, Tranmere. 16 teams. What happened with them? Can you guess?
I think I remember what happened with them.
I don't know.
Lost every single one of them in a row and still had a job.
Wow.
Yeah. See, Wimbledon came along, and I think just before the AFC Wimbledon game, Lucas Djukovic, which I probably just butchered his name, the guy who's at Birmingham, came and signed for us. And he scored 2 goals, and we won 2-1. We ended that losing streak. Like, honestly, I think Callum had one recently. I think he had 7 or 8 in the Premier League, and he was just losing his mind. I was just like, sorry, I've been there. I don't know. I still don't know how I didn't lose my job 5 or 6 times in that Morecambe save. And I think we talked about it on the pod a few times, where I'd just go into the boardroom and go, "Oh, come on." And they went, "Oh, yeah, sure, go on then. Yeah, carry on. You got to the end of the season." So, thanks. So why do you do this? Oh, because this. Oh, yeah, fair point. You carry on. Yeah, it was just those little board meetings that you have sometimes, and it just goes right. You don't no one of them where you walk in, let's say you've got a meeting with your boss or something like that, and you go, "Oh, crap and shit," and then you go, "Oh, yeah, I did it because this." "Oh, yeah, fair enough, that's fine." The anxiety, your imposter syndrome, all your other things just go out the window. You're just like, "Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's kind of what happened with that Morecambe save for like the first 2 or 3 seasons. It was just kept getting called into the boardroom. Same happened with Wolves as well. Like, Wolves have failed a couple of times and they just get called into the boardroom. Like, why have you spent all the money? We've got nothing left. We've got nothing left. What have you done? I needed to. Oh, right, fine, that's fine. Why didn't you say that in the first place?
The best moments when the board are like, why has this happened? Well, because it has. Oh, yeah, good point. Didn't even think of that.
Can I have some more money? Oh, yeah, sure, you can. That never happens. Sometimes it does, but yeah, very rarely.
Oh,
so yeah, I think those little moments, like that was all done on stream as well. Like that 6, just like how do you end this like losing streak? Like the morale's in the bin. Everything you try, change of formation, even you go back. I remember even going back to the basics and just went 4-2-3-1, gegenpress, default. Let's go. Let's see what. Nope, still not working. I think there was 2 or 3 games where I conceded in the 90th minute as well, and I lost the game because of that. It was just, I was like, I can't get. There's no way of getting out of this rut. I am done with Football Manager after this. Like, I'm done. And then you get the win, and then we got another win, and then we lost 4 in a row. We still had a job. That win was a bit of a perfect moment for me so far in FM24.
I love that.
And I think, like I said, those board meetings, when you get them, when you do win them, they are rather nice. It is interesting because they have put them in there, haven't they, where you can have the statistic of how many board requests have been accepted. And I wonder if anyone's got anything positive like on that, above 50%, where like you've had more right answers than wrong answers. But yeah.
Yeah.
How do you see that?
I couldn't tell you right now, but I will.
Right,
look
okay,
into it
yeah.
while Deeboi tells us his next perfect moment or perfect thing.
Well, it's again. So this is where how my brain thinks of perfect things as well. Moments that I've just oh, that's just brilliant. The fact that that's even a thing in this game, and it's a hat trick of goalkeeper errors that I absolutely love. And don't get me wrong, two of them it was my team, but one of them it was the opposition, and that was glorious. There's one from last year in the beta save. I was West Brom. I'd got Bart Verbruggen in goal because I'd signed him on the cheap, and I thought, cool, this guy's great. He's going to be awesome in goal for us. We just had a shot. Their keeper had saved it. He pumps it forward. It bounces just over the halfway line, and Bart's like sweeper keeper, basically standing in the D waiting for the ball. It bounces off his back, and instead of just moving, I don't know, that 2 yards to his right just to clear the ball, he starts slowly jogging back to his goal. And of course, in the time it took him to make maybe 5 steps, someone from there, the opposition, charged in, grabbed the ball, had a shot, scored an absolute screamer. I remember at the time me thinking, what are you doing, Bart? But then at the same time, I'm so glad it happened because it was hilarious. This year with Galatasaray, opposition had a throw in right next to our box. They threw it into the box. Keeper grabs it. And I'm thinking, cool, we've dealt with the problem. Let's go and score a goal. Goalkeeper turns around and throws the ball into his own net. Just not even in like a oh, there's any way he could, he could have easily missed it. All he had to do was throw it to the player that was 6 yards in front of the goal, but he went, threw it behind him straight into the net, and I just sank to the floor. But hilarious. But the perfect one for me did happen on Friday in the network save with David. We're in the VIVA Bundesliga. That's basically because of what you suggested, Steaky, with the save suggestions. And one of the opposition's defenders managed to score a 40-yard own goal.
Wow.
Which was great. Challenging Romain Sawyers for greatest own goal of all time. Or for longest out own goal. But yeah, they I think we were making an attack. They won the ball off us. The keeper passed it forward to a defender. They went to pass it back. The keeper's nowhere near the goal, and it just trickles past him and goes so slowly. Like it was like slow motion, the ball just rolling over the line. And I just thought, this is all come full circle. I've had goalkeeper mess ups. The game's getting goalkeeper mess ups. Isn't this just perfect? What a perfect game.
Absolutely love it. I think goalkeeper errors, sometimes they make you want to put your fist through your desk.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Most of the time, they are some of the funniest moments in football. And I don't know if you saw the one in midweek in real life of the goalkeeper who tried to boot the ball to switch the play and just booted it in the back of his own net from the edge of the 6-yard box. I think it was in non-league or in FA Cup. It was posted all around Twitter this week, which was absolutely fantastic. And then I had one a couple of weeks ago, which I posted on Blue Sky and Twitter, where my goalkeeper got the traditional FM goalkeeper pass straight to the striker thing. Yeah. But then my goalkeeper stood up, dived at his feet and picked the ball up. And I was like, oh my God, I've got away with one. Absolutely fantastic. And then I was like, he's holding the ball for a really long time here. Why is he doing that? And then he rolls the ball back to the striker. The striker scores. It's the most stupid thing. Just 2 in 1. I was just, it's so great. I love it when the goalkeepers, and I was just laughing because it was quite annoying. It was a Champions League game and everything. And I was just like, this is funny. This is funny. It's so good when the goalies make mistakes and the game goes, ha, unlucky. Yeah, nothing you can do about that.
You said about the 40-yard own goal. Was it similar to the one that RDF had in the FIFA World Cup thing, where they scored an own goal and the player that scored the own goal celebrated it? Like, there's a little snapshot and you just see him with his arms up in the air, just like
yes.
I mean, what else are you going to do in that moment? You've just scored. Arms up.
Just I meant that. No, I didn't mean it. No, honestly, boss, I didn't mean it. No, yeah, like those goal. I think there's obviously one in my little clips reel. There's the one against Rich where Jose Sá's just holding it. I was like, why are you holding it? Why are you holding it? And he just rolls it straight to Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes scores. It's just like Jose Sarr straight away. Transfer list got rid. Done. That's the end of
yeah. It's the only way to deal with it.
Yeah. So next, Steaky. You got another?
I've got a couple that are like just perfect little things that you see within the game that make you smile. Having your youth facilities or training facilities or anything on a 20, that's really satisfying, especially when it's been really low and you've worked really hard to request to the board. We said about board requests, but one of the hardest ones to get through is improving your youth facilities. If youth is not high on the board's objectives, they're just like, oh no, we can't be bothered. It's at a 12, mate. Just let it go. But I've had my first full 20s this year, which was fabulous. That was really satisfying. And whenever you hit a marker, like your 1000th game in charge or your 500th game in charge, and you don't lose it, because most of the time you lose that game, I feel like that message is usually a curse. But every now and again, let's say it's your 600th game in charge, you might win that one. That's quite satisfying. I like those moments in Football Manager. They're always great. But yeah, most of the time you lose.
Yeah, I do love the email. I think on the med, we got to 15, just over 1500, and you see the email coming saying you're about to play your 1500th game, and I think it was a Champions League quarterfinal or something as well. And I didn't really play the Champions League on that. I kind of instant resulted all of them because I was only focusing on the domestic stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, we're absolutely playing this game. We've got to play this game. It's my 1500th one, and I think we might have lost that game actually. Thinking back, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, 1500 games. That's sick. Like the fact that because none of us check it really, do we? And go, oh, how many games have I done at this team? And then you get that nice little email come through. It's fun.
Yeah. I don't play enough, clearly. I don't think I've got to... I think I've got to 500 recently. I've definitely did 1,000 like in 2015 and things like that. I guess I'm just not playing enough. But, lives and work and things like that get in the way. But that's how that one goes. But yeah, maybe we push towards it. I'm at 324 games in the network save. So yeah, nearly getting there with it. I guess... as a network save, as an entirety, that's been pretty perfect for me. That's been really nice. Like, there's been the dramas that we've had with it. Like we all started off as a mid-table team, Leicester, Brighton, Wolves, and then Kev obviously got sacked after a month, which was just... I think it was a little bit longer than a month, but he got sacked, so we gave him another team, and he got Fulham, and he bankrupted them, and then we all moved on. He moved on to Tottenham, Rich moved on to Man United, and then I was just like, well, everyone else getting a bigger team. It was annoying, though, because for the entirety of Wolves, I was in hideous, unbelievably hideous debt. 300 million in the red. I was pretty much on the verge of selling. And then they had a massive takeover. They built a new stadium. They upgraded all the training facilities, and then I left. It's like, thanks for all the things that I requested. That's really nice of you. I'm off to Liverpool, and I'm taking all your players with me. So, yeah. But yeah, and then you two have come in as well, and it's just kind of enhanced it. And to be fair, like I think we discussed it many times about the network save. It never seems to be about the actual game. It's just like four mates hanging out, and it's having a laugh and stuff like that. And I bring the AI voices in and various other things, and we can end up rolling into it. And it's just like silly things that happen in the game as well. It's just like having 4 games all happening at once, and we do it a little bit different to the other network game, the big network game, where they all mute up and they go into games and you don't hear much until the end, or they all... I think it's quite nice. The shared chat as well, bringing that into it has been really good as well. And I know you guys have utilised it for that Digimon thing that you do. I can't remember what it is. It's some cartoon thing. I don't know. Yeah, but there we are. But yeah, but I know you guys utilise it for that, and it works beautifully because it's not... You're not like, even if you've got no viewers, you've still got a full chat of everyone else just chatting. So it's quite... It works lovely that way. And I think, I don't know how far we'll go with this network save or with this Premier League one. It might just be a one season and we come up with something new for FM25 or 2025, probably more likely. We'll see where we go with it. But yeah, as a network save, it's been really nice compared to the ones that I've done before, where you just sat with your mates and you just like come on, just press. Can you press continue? Come on, stop doing like. And we do have those moments, but the ones that I used to be on, you just sit there. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, there's
I'm praising my players' conduct.
Yeah, exactly. I'm praising every single one of
But
my
it's got to be done, don't it?
I'm negotiating every single contract to the penny. Every single one. We're going to source it all out. Club Vision, board, and then it tells you. So I am 50-50 on my original save. And I'll just have a quick check how I am on the network save while we are. I've had everything rejected so far at Liverpool, so...
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where you find your board requests and how well you do with that. But I've had 100% of my requests rejected, but I don't think I've actually made that many, to be fair.
Mine cannot be right then, unless I've had a takeover within the last couple of seasons, because I have a 100% approval rating.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, that can't be right.
You probably have to decrease the youth level or something. Certainly, we'll remove all that. But yeah.
Let me check Santa Clara while D speaks about his next one. Go.
Yeah.
Well, this one is a perfect thing for me because it's something obviously I've done every week since the launch of FM24, which is praising training, right? And I don't know why now. It is definitely one of my FM superstitions like we've spoken about in the past, but when you get an all green training, it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Like I haven't, they're very rare. I haven't had one for a while. I'm looking in my Aarhus save currently just to be like, have we had one this week? No. But when you just get every single training rating at 7 or above and they're all green, it kind of solidifies the point of me doing all that as well, doing all the praising of training, because obviously it's good for your morale and it keeps the players happy when you praise them when they do good, criticize them when they do bad, and you start to see the effect on the pitch. But when they're all green, usually because I've set targets as well, it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's such a nerdy one, but yeah, all green training. Yeah. And an all-red team. I'm going to throw that one in there as well. I tried getting an all-red team on Saturday in the draft, and
and all-red in terms of player ratings.
All player ratings.
Injured and suspensions. That would have been very impressive.
All that would have worked too. But yeah, I tried getting everybody below 6. I think a couple of people let me down.
Yeah, one guy got 7.2, which was just on. I remember you just clicking on it to be like, "Get off the field! How dare you score!"
I was trying way too hard.
I mean, the game that myself and Owen played out in that as well, where we played out a 10-9. I think I removed my keeper and just changed them out, even though my keepers were used to start off with.
Yeah,
I think even just like speaking of like the perfect moments, and I think that was another one with the network save. We'll go back like the why Callum had a baby cup, the final of that. Or no, it was the third place playoff because I won the why Callum had a baby cup, the most prestigious cup in all the Football Manager.
Absolutely.
Rich in the third place playoff against. Oh no, it was in his semi final against Leicester, and it was 1-1, and it was in the 92nd minute, and we played the games consecutively, so it was a case me and Kev played our game, and Rich played his against his old Leicester side, and Leicester goalkeeper came up for the corner and the ball bounced out. 92nd minute on the volley, top corner, and the Leicester City goalkeeper scored it. I mean, just to have that with all three of us watching at the same time, like nobody knew what it was, how it happened. Rich went out. Which is beautiful. One of those beautiful actual moments within the game itself. I mean, we've seen some like PvP moments. I think we brought it up on the PvP episode, like the Limo versus Car game, where it was like one end to the other, where they've both just gone 1-3-5 or whatever crazy formation they'd gone for, and that ended up with a fantastic goal. There's a few that have sprung up, and I think when you have that, when you get your tactic. Your crazy tactic where you know you need to get a goal and nothing happens, most of the time you just go, right, I'll put the crazy tactic in. Oh, look, there's a full-time whistle, no highlights. Really, really annoying. But sometimes when you just throw everything at it and that 93rd minute highlight comes up and it's beautiful, you get your winner, you get your equaliser. They are sometimes the perfect moments, and you have that euphoria, and then you go and tell somebody who's not playing FM before, and they're just like, "Oh, great, a nice one." Some counters moved on your screen. Well done, great, lovely. So it's yeah. I think there's many to be had out there. Obviously, let us know your perfect FM moments, or just the perfect things you look out for. I mean, Deeboi, why do you praise training? Have you not seen that video that's training is completely pointless?
The training is pointless. The praising is not. You're absolutely right. Training is a waste of time. Don't waste any time sorting out your training schedule, but definitely say well done when they do whatever your assistants ask them to do. Does it well. So yeah, praise.
It's morale manager after all, not football manager. Morale manager.
Yeah. Morale manager. Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that. We'll see. So, Steaky.
Yes.
You brought a new popular quiz to the pod a couple of weeks ago.
I did.
Do believe. And I wasn't here, and I was screaming at my screen when I listened to it because Dee and Rich were rubbish.
How? Yeah, fair enough.
You were here. You came second. You got knocked out by Brest.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay. I don't think I did.
I thought you did. I thought you were the one I knocked out. Maybe it was Rich I knocked out with that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you're not Rich with Swolo.
Oh yeah, no, it was Sassuolo. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah. Of course it was. But yeah, we played a game of.
I'd have remembered if I'd been knocked out by Brest, but I'm not going to go any further because
clearly,
Greg Wallace is a thing this week. Right. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, we played a game of Do Not Say the Same Thing as Me. And we went head to head, and I said some a statement such as name a club that wears blue, and then answers were given to me. And if I had written down the same, I've pre-written down my answers, so I can't change them. But the guys then suggested the thing, and if they said the same name as me, then they were out. So we're going to play another game of that. I've just adapted the ones from last time, basically. So we're going to start with the same question in the hope that it tricks you. So the first one is name an EPL player. Name any current Premier League player. And we will start with Jeb.
Curtis Jones.
I knew you were going to go for Curtis Jones. No, I didn't. Dan.
Garnacho.
Interesting. No, I decided to stick with my answer from last week just to kind of throw you off. I went with Mo Salah. Been hotly in the news recently. Name an English Football League side. Any team from League 2 up to the Premier League currently in that system. So you have 92 to choose from. Dan, you're first this time.
I'm going to go for Salford.
Interesting. This is the question that I got Rich with last time, except I did the Italian league. Jeb?
Preston North End.
I was going to say Preston.
Oh,
I thought he was going to try and goad me into one.
I tell you what, I am in the right region. I've said Blackburn Rovers, so
close.
We were close. We were close.
Dingles over that side, so it's fine.
Name a club that plays in white. Must be at least 50% white. So if it's stripes, I'll let you have Celtic, for example, if you want to dwindle it like that. But name a club that plays primarily in white. Dan, again, we're going to go to you this time.
Fairness in this.
Yeah, we'll double up on you next, go. Don't worry.
Tottenham.
Okay, interesting. Jeb.
Preston North End.
You've done me there. You've done me there. I said Valencia, so I thought that was fairly obvious, but yeah,
drew a blank.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Jeb, you're going to start this one. Name a Premier League Golden Boot winner.
Chris Sutton.
Oh, Chris Sutton. Last time I went for Dublin, who won it in the same year as him? Dan?
Human Som.
You're both safe. I thought you were gonna get it, Jeb. I said Cristiano Ronaldo was the one that I went
never
for.
say his name, so there you go.
It's all about Figo.
Okay, number 5. Name a current Manchester City player. It must be in their 24-man name squad on Wikipedia. You don't get to look at it, but name a member of that squad.
I'm going to try to think of players for him.
And I will, if I doubt you and you've said some youth player that I don't recognise, I will be looking on the Wikipedia page.
Am I first?
No, we're doubling up on Jeb.
Oh,
Oscar Bob.
Oscar Bob. Oof. Go on, Dan.
Nathan Ake.
Oh, I put Nathan Ake and then I changed my answer to John Stones because I thought Nathan Ake was too tricky. Damn it. Okay. Okay, this time we're going to be naming. They're getting harder now. There's less answers for this. In fact, I might even swap round 6 and 7. Yes, I'm going to swap them around. So we're going to go for name a Ballon d'Or winner. Do I go really obvious? Do I go kind of niche? Do I go recent? Do I go old? Dan, you're first this time.
Nedved.
Interesting. Jeb.
Michael Owen.
Damn it. I thought I'd be recent, but not one of the obvious two. So I went with Luka Modric. Darn.
I was going to say Nedved as well.
I mean, you can say the same answer as each other, just not the same as me. So if you do want to risk both going out on the same question, you can say the same one.
Oh, my tactic might change completely.
If you just double up all the time, then I'll ban that rule. But okay. Number 7, name a Belgian league club. Must be in the top division of Belgium. And if I don't recognize your team, I will have a quick Google because I'm not very well versed in this. So that might hint at where I'm going. Jeb, you are first this time.
Club Bruges.
Okay.
Genk.
Oh, okay. You're both safe again. I went with Union Saint-Gilloise after Jack the Koltov's Moneyball save has started again this week, which I've been very much enjoying on YouTube, and you should check that out. But yeah, a fun team. They have a former Portsmouth player in it as well. A few weeks ago, Dan, you brought a quiz, which was the top 10 clean sheet goalkeepers in the Premier League. I would like you to name one of those goalkeepers in the all-time Premier League clean sheet records.
Oh, God. I've got one name that's sticking out, and I feel like you absolutely picked it. David James.
Okay. Jeb?
Petr Cech.
I have caught one of you. It's official. The game is over.
No.
And the winner is... It's Jebaroo!
Yeah, come on.
David James finally caught something. And it is done. 8 rounds this time. 8 rounds.
Go Schwarzer.
You should have done.
I was panicked. I thought that's the one that you were going to go for.
No, I obviously went for the only Portsmouth man in any top 10 list of anything.
Of course. Well done,
Let's
Jeb.
go.
Proud of you, buddy.
Well done, Jeb. Well done.
Well done, Steaky, for a wonderful quiz.
Okay.
It's a short one this week, but we're allowed to do short ones. That, what does he say? That kind of feels like a podcast thing.
Something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know around this point in the pod.
Yeah. We do. I do need to double check with Rich, but I think. No, actually, I'm going to say it. Network games back tomorrow, 8:00 or 8:30.
Hell yeah.
Maybe 8:30 because I'm playing football actually. So enjoy me in a slight bit of pain because I've not played football for 3 or 4 months. But we'll see how we do. Yeah, network game back tomorrow. The 4 of us will be on. I didn't check with you two either. Are you two available for that?
Yeah. I'm available this week.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely. So if you're not here, but the VODs will be there. If not, you've already seen it. Haha, wasn't it great? I can't believe I won all those games again. Rich lost loads. Right. Anyway, Steaky, where can we find you?
Twitch.tv/the_steak_bake and at the steak bake on everything else. But I also think you should check out our other two podcast Boodarinos at Wycallum and at Rich Owens FM. Wycallum's had a lovely week this week. I'm sure he would rather tell you about it himself, but Slough has been very interesting this week, and exciting and save changing. Probably a satisfying moment, not losing your job when he should have done. But I'm sure he could talk about that on another podcast. But yeah, go check them out as well.
Moment. That's not Callum's moment. That's my moment. I've been over this. You can't steal my moment. Anyway, Deeboi, where can we find you? Are we back?
I should be back this week. I feel well enough to do some streams. So if people want to come hang out, they can do that over at twitch.tv/dboyplays.
Lovely. And you can find ourselves twitch.tv/Jebaroo. We are all on Blue Sky. Just search those names. FMT Pod is also on Blue Sky as well. It's a nice little friendly community out there, and it's growing and growing and growing. It's lovely, like to wake up and you have like 10 notifications of people that have moved over to follow you. It's great. So yeah, find us over on there and then everywhere else. If you're watching the video on YouTube, please give us a like, drop a comment, tell us your favourite FMT moments. Yeah, tell us your favourite FMT moments. Let's go with that. It's also getting near to Christmas. So I don't know. We might do something over Christmas. I'm just kind of putting it out there. Rich, come on, organise something, Rich. You're really good at that. Right, anyway. I've been Jebaroo. Thank you, Steaky. Thank you, Deeboi. That's the end of the podcast. We'll see you soon. Love and all those things. Bye.
How long can we wait?
Hello there, friends. Welcome to another episode of Football Manager Therapy. I'm your host, Rich Owens.
Looks like you're wearing like a Bo Selector mask.